And we're live.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely Marks coming at you once again on a Thursday, here to talk some wrestling. We are on the road to WrestleMania, so there's a lot to talk about. But I'm not going to talk about it by myself because that would be boring. I am joined by 2/4 of the other lone. 3/4 of us are here. The other fourth will be here soon. Although I think it should be 2/3 because one's not lonely. I'm gonna make that joke every week until it's my turn to not be lonely anymore, and then I'm like, that's a joke. Why would you guys keep saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Pez is here. Pez, how's it going?
Hey, man. No, it's been a fun week of stuff. Yeah, pretty good show to talk about. And I'm sure you had fun calculating all the fantasy points for this week because of so many people in these damn rumbles and whatnot. So I'm sure you've done your due diligence, sir. Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. It was easier than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh, why did I decide to do? Why did we decide on the point per elimination? Why did I even suggest that? But no, it turned out to be not too bad. Speaking of points per elimination, Richie is also here. Richie, how's it going?
Yeah, doing good. Look, I don't want to make you feel lonely, but maybe only one half of the show will be lonely soon. I don't know. Just saying, I've been going on a couple of dates. Just saying. Come back. No, but, but no. No,
You need like a comedy groupie, Jacob. Has that not happened yet?
I was gonna say it's okay. I've got comedy.
Oh, all right.
That's all I've got.
I heard about them when I did comedy. I don't really,
Is that true? We don't know.
people would call them, and this is actually a true thing. People would call them chuckle fuckers. But I don't know. But they didn't come for me if they were around. Looking forward to talking about recapping the Rumble and some of the aftermath.
Mhm.
Yeah, we immediately on Raw started building towards Elimination Chamber. Of course, we have some fantasy business to attend to. JPO will be here soon, but I told these guys we're gonna do the Raw and SmackDown update first, and then as we're talking about the Royal Rumble, we will do the fantasy implications during that as well. I scored them separately, so it'll be easy to talk about.
Yeah.
I might do that for every PLE. It just might be easier that way.
Before you get into it, I mean, I'm sure Pez will be happy because New Day finally had a match.
Fucking about goddamn time.
Yeah.
Has it been like a month and a half or something since they formed their own little thing? And I swear they teased a match like a month ago that they were supposed to have, and then they didn't have a match. Yeah, and they weren't even in the damn Rumble. They had like singles matches. I was like, what the hell's going on? When are you guys gonna actually have a tag team match? And then they finally did. Thank God.
Yeah, weird. It was the only tag team that was in the Rumble, was it? Otis and not even Tozawa because he got injured.
They didn't make it, so there were no tag teams in the Rumble.
But if he did make it, Otis and Tozawa would have been the only tag team of all the tag teams.
Yeah, because you didn't get like any of the War Raiders, like Ivar or anything like that. Yeah, no New Day. Obviously, I mean DIY and the Guns already had a match, so like that we weren't expecting that.
Right.
But
I don't know if Jake was supposed to be in there before he got injured.
No A-Town Down Under. Yeah, no Austin Theory or anything like that. So yeah, not really.
Interesting, but of course, yeah, we'll talk some SmackDown and Raw first. We'll go to SmackDown first because that's where our fantasy week starts. Opening match had no fantasy implications. Jimmy Uso defeats Carmelo Hayes. Maybe one of those guys ends up on the roster at some point. I'm debating on dropping somebody and adding somebody. We'll see. I'll give it a couple more weeks. And the next match it was a U.S. title match, but unfortunately, Michin won by DQ. So sorry, Richie, we can't call that a title defense.
I told you, Chelsea Green. I love you, bitch, and I love you anyway.
But You did get the 5 points for being in the match, so
Yeah.
So, before I go any further, JPO is here. JPO, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, gentlemen? What's happening? There's some sort of pay-per-view Saturday, I think, right?
There was something that happened. I'm trying to
Something
vaguely remember.
No, there was no pay-per-view, but there was a premium live event.
PLE. I know. Well, I'm gonna go to my dying day saying pay-per-view.
Me too. I can't get used to PLE. That's silly. It's pay-per-view.
I mean, I'm sure PPV even sounded silly back in the day. It's just what we were raised on, man. I can't tell me at 35 to change now. I'm 34. I don't know why I remember myself older. 34. I'm young.
Oh, we'll be 35.
35. Me and Piers are old, apparently.
35-year-old bitches.
Dude, I'm pushing 40 at this point. I'm getting old, bro.
I'll be 35 in 2 months.
Yeah, well, I'll be 1 year closer to 40 in 2 months or 1 month, a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yikes! My mom's gonna have a heart attack when I turn 40 next year. She already said she's gonna have a fucking aneurysm when I turn 40.
God.
She's not gonna believe it. Yeah,
Mama Pez.
Yeah, Mama Pez. Yeah, she's like, she's gonna refuse to believe it. Just keep calling me 39.
My mom thought I was 37.
In a row. Oh, sorry.
No, so yeah, that was Chelsea Green getting the points. We had an 8-man tag team match between Los Garza and Motor City Machine Guns, taking on DIY and Pretty Deadly. So double points for me. I like that. And then Andrade defeats The Miz. Naomi defeats Liv Morgan. JPO getting points for Liv Morgan being in a match. Liv Morgan had quite the busy fantasy week for JPO, appearing on all 3 shows. We'll get to what she did on Monday Night Raw in just a moment. Andrade defeats The Miz. Again, 2 people not on rosters, but always potential additions. And in the main event, we saw a tag team match. Damian Priest and LA Knight defeating Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. So JPO got the main event points for Damian Priest, and Richie got the main event points for LA Knight. And Pez gets the main event points for Jacob Fatu, but still no Tonga Loa. So those Tama Tonga matches not working out yet, but hopefully soon. We will see those 2 in a match. Much like we saw one of Pez's teams in a match on Monday Night Raw.
About that time.
Which he had a. Yeah, no, Pez had a good Monday Night Raw. He had a good.
Yeah,
Raw.
I bounced back with Raw. I had a lot of people on Raw winning matches, so that was all right. Yeah, I bounced back with that one.
Yeah, he had Penta winning in the opening match, defeating Ludwig Kaiser. So Richie getting the points for Ludwig, Pez getting the winning points for Penta, getting the winning points for the New Day, defeating LWO of Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio.
Time you guys put out.
Also, the person who does the entrance is the same person who does the music for Wrestling with the Grip. What's the name? Yeah, Mega Ran. So that's kind of cool.
Did not know that. An Elimination Chamber. We had a couple of Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. I like that they're, we're qualified instead of just saying, "Hey, these are the 6 people that are going to be in."
Unless you're John Cena.
Unless you're John Cena, together. 5 qualified matches for the men's chamber. So yeah, Liv Morgan defeats Io Sky by DQ, but hey, a win is a win. So JPO once again getting win points for Liv Morgan. She's
Io will get in it. She'll get that last minute. She'll get that last chance thing.
Yeah, I'll probably. Yeah, I could see them doing like a last chance battle royal or something. And then Pez once again getting a main event win from CM Punk. He defeats Sami Zayn. So
at least I'm
yeah, so Richie will get the main event points for Sami Zayn, but yeah, Pez getting the main event win with CM Punk. So
and then someone's cousin had to fucking power drive my guy, and
He might be out for a while, man. That thing is devastating when he hits it. You know what I mean?
One of my roster members still isn't back yet.
One of my roster guys still hasn't fucking debuted yet. I thought it was going to debut in the damn Rumble.
I thought Wine was going to return in the Rumble. So, as it stands right now, before we get to the Royal Rumble, the points, Pez is sitting at 60. Richie is sitting at 50. JPO is sitting at 45. And I am sitting at 15. But we still have the Rumble to get to, so there are still a lot of points up for grabs. And like I said, we'll talk about the fantasy implications of the Rumble when we get to the Rumble, just so we don't spoil anything we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. All right. Well, let's get to the news then, huh?
The news and then the Rumble.
Well, should we start JPO? We always throw to you when there's a release, and there was a release. Or at least made. I guess it happened in January, but we were just made note of it. Release. Tell us about Duke Hudson a little bit, if you would.
Yeah. Just looking up kind of Duke's history here. A lot of people might not even know. 19-year veteran. Debuted in 2006. Finally picked up by NXT in 2019. So only been about 6 years. He debuts as Brendan Vink. In fact, I just looked it up. I think I was there at his debut house show. Actually, it was in Venice. I was likely there. He toured around there for a little bit here. He'd also do matches in Evolve when they had the Evolve relationship. He was also technically if you remember, a pandemic call-up, because in March of 2020, he teamed with Shane Thorne, and they were even managed by MVP very briefly. So it was kind of like the original group business. What's that? Yeah. No, they're just in it. It's literally they start in March 23rd of 2020. And by May, it looks like he's back to NXT. So, just a quick thing. He had to even 6-man tagged with MVP at one point on Raw. Go back down to NXT. He'd have a bit of a poker gimmick at one point. He was more recently in the Andre Chase U gimmick here, whatever the college kind of type gimmick there. Not too long ago, I'm trying to think of it. When was it? Brief tag champion as well back in November of 2023. I guess it was longer than I thought for him holding a tag title here. But last seen, I'd have to go back to him losing to Ridge Holland back in September. So he hadn't been used for several months since kind of the fall of Chase U when Ridge Holland kind of broke the group up here. So can't say I'm too surprised. He's kind of one of those cats that I liked him. Definitely had I think I even kind of feel like I remember him cutting a promo at NXT introducing himself. So I always had a bit of an aura, but again, kind of on his third or fourth gimmick here. None of them ever really took steam, as far as I could tell here. Even at Chase U, you could tell they were building up more. The guy, the girl, Bourne and Thea, and then maybe Andre, and then definitely Ridge. So so for future endeavor, good luck on wherever he lands next if he does continue.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Yeah, we'll see. But man, I didn't realize that guy had been wrestling for almost 20 years. That's kind of nuts.
No, I would have said 5'10", but 2006. He's an Australian guy actually. Richie,
So Triple H releasing Australians. This is Indy Howell know him. Oh no, I will say that it is the only curious decision that NXT has made since Shawn Michaels. Well, there's been a couple, but bringing up Chase U is interesting because they were the most over group in NXT at one point, and I'm like, you don't want to try that out in the main roster? I don't know. They were huge, and then they're breaking them up, and they're not really been doing much. It's like, okay, at least they have some sort of plan, but I don't know. I just think breaking up Chase U.
As you can see, there wasn't a plan for Duke. You know what I mean? He fought Ridge one more time, lost to Ridge. Andre's just recently returned to television, kind of playing the disheveled, doesn't know where to go personality. I don't know if we've even seen Born or Hale since. So,
I'd get it if they broke up the Chase U and then Ridge won the title, but he didn't, and he's just sort of there as well, just in the mix of things. It's just okay, but Chase U was so over. I don't know. I think they just. I don't know why they they broke them up. I think they, yeah, I think that was a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So speaking of Australia, Richie, do you feel like you're being sold a bill of goods now that your show that you're going to is now a collision taping?
Yeah, it's collision. It's Grand Slam collision. Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah. And how do you feel about Tony Khan flat out lying, saying that was always the plan? I feel like that's a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
you don't book a stadium, a 50,000 seat stadium for a collision taping. I call big time bullshit. That was not the official plan. Yeah,
I don't. Well, hold on. Is Collision that far farther down Dynamite than you? I feel like they're pretty on par.
but it was originally supposed to be a pay per view. You don't book a 50,000 seat stadium for a collision taping.
Pay per view. My bad.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't.
Okay.
If it's just collision, you don't book that, and then but that's the thing too. But because they booked it, and then also they had to downgrade. So I don't know. It's interesting, and then there's I don't know. I feel like they've only just started to bolster up the card the last week. So man, because the first there's a lot of the time I'm like, okay, we're getting close to here. It's like next week, and I've only got 2 matches. So, but like the last Dynamite, they had a few things added to it. So I was like, yeah, I'm sure it would be a good show. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably a lot of learning, lessons learned here. Not like I said in the previous show. I don't know how quickly they'll go back here, or they're probably like.
You'll see Okada versus Buddy Matthews. That's cool.
Yeah. Again, I'd be more excited if they weren't building out towards Okada and Omega. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a great match, but Buddy Matthews don't want to win. But we'll get to this. But yeah, I might see a title match with Tony Storm. And it has been announced yet. Probably Harley Cameron and Mercedes Moné, maybe. But Harley Cameron ain't winning. But it should be fun. But yeah. I don't know. It's been a bit of a learning curve for Tony Khan, but yeah, I suspect if they go overseas again, just be UK. UK's got a bigger fan base. It's easier. It's more easily accessible to watch AEW over there. But yeah, I'd like them to come here.
Yeah, you might have to wait for WWE again at this point to do a PLE in near Brisbane or something. Yeah.
I'm just gonna end up following the NBA All-Star Saturday night. So whenever that's over, stick around for some wrestling. It does seem like it's kind of a back burner thing now, where it shouldn't have been. Like it should have been something that hey, give them a prime time slot where they're not really competing with anything.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. One other thing I had: AJ Styles officially on Raw though. Or he'll be debuting on Raw. He was on his way back. So, and I believe it's all but confirmed Drew McIntyre will probably be on SmackDown, most likely.
And Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, I believe as well.
I thought Alexa Bliss was on Raw.
I heard Raw.
No. The plan was Raw, but I think they realized, well, it makes sense for her to be on SmackDown because she's basically doing like a sort of, kind of white gimmick, and I think they want to associate them together. So I think they've more or less said now that they've changed their mind. She's going to SmackDown. So yeah, I actually think that makes more sense. It's like if they're trying, because it's weird doing like a Bray Wyatt gimmick, but not associated with the Wyatt Six. I don't know. But yeah, the other I kind of expected the AJ going to Raw when after the event of the Royal Rumble. I'm like,
yeah,
I can see that happening. And then the Drew thing, we'll get to it. There's more story there, but yeah, the fallout from that. We can get to that news when we review the Rumble. But yeah, that with that elimination going a bit weird.
I I guess, but at the same time, I don't think there's ever been a Royal Rumble where things went smoothly 100%. It's always something that gets screwed up.
Definitely pissed at someone, buddy. But yeah, I don't know whether he's pissed at LA Knight for getting in the way or ball. But yeah, it was definitely like oh, he's just out now. Okay, it's like it should have been a bigger deal than it was. But yeah, I can see his if the rumors are true, where he'd be a bit miffed, just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna feud with Damian Priest.
That seems like I kind of agree. That seems like a nothing match that nobody's really asking for. Not that I don't think it would be a good match, but
I've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it, and storyline wise, I feel like he should be in that mix with Roman and those guys because he's going after the either the bloodline or the people who help the bloodline, or help Roman, So it feels like it should be in that direction because he's been kind of going after people that even sided with Roman, at one point or another, including Seth, CM Punk, etc. All those people, Sami Zayn obviously as well. So yeah, I mean, it seems like he should be in that group of people somewhere, and Damian Priest doesn't have anything to do with that, so it's odd. It just seems kind of out of nowhere for a feud.
Yeah, that's look, the feud begins because he eliminated him. It's like, oh, with that logic, you're gonna feud with anybody who's gonna, who, I don't know. It just seems like.
Yeah, does that mean CM Punk? I mean, we'll get into it, but that means CM Punk should have a match with Logan Paul at WrestleMania? Of course not. I mean, he could be mad at him, but does that mean they should feud till Mania? No.
I don't know. Just I get it from that perspective of it's just I don't know. I feel like both the guys should be doing bigger things, to be honest. But because it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else you guys got? I just had a few. Most of the stuff is into the Rumble, so yeah, go ahead, JB. Hit it.
Just Jimmy Jacobs. You may know as a former wrestler from Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
He was working with AEW recently. He's a free agent again now. Said no harm. Good to see himself going back to AEW. Also, he's also worked with TNA and WWE in the past as well. It's kind of felt like it seemed like he wanted more part of the creative. It seemed like Tony Khan used him more as a producer and a go-to guy than actually help with creative. So he's departed from the company. So Jimmy Jacobs has had a lot of people praise him in the past for helping with the Jericho and Kevin Owens best friend storyline. There's some really good stuff in TNA over the past. So I'm excited wherever he lands next. And then the only other thing I had was it's been a mixed news in Hollywood for wrestling this week, actually, here. Alexa Bliss is supposedly signed with the talent agency, looking for some film or TV roles. She's done a couple of small things in the past. And then the bad news in wrestling in Hollywood is John Cena is also saying farewell to Wipeout. That was still going on. But TNT or TBS, rather, that always made me laugh when I was watching AEW and all of a sudden John Cena would pop up during a commercial for Wipeout. So that game show has ended. They won't bring it back. They just said the ratings versus, how much it costs to actually produce it just wasn't evening out anymore. And then bummer news, if anyone was looking forward to the new Captain America movie with Seth Rollins, well, don't look that much forward to it because Seth Rollins ain't in it. Evidently, he got edited out, and that seems like a pretty much what his role was. Kind of went also to Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. So, yeah, it sounds like he is in it. Zilch. No idea if it will ever see the light of day on a Blu-ray or some streaming, but it's not going to be in theaters. It seems like at all. So, kind of
he was one of the 5 other cuts when the movie's been reshot 90 times now,
saying,
and it got cut out. Somewhere. Who knows? Yeah.
No, it sounds like his role was an amalgamation of cut / stuff that he did was just redone by Giancarlo, and so the director said praises. Said I love Seth, I love what he did, but unfortunately, we got to go somewhere else in the edit. So that's unfortunate. It's happened before.
Yeah. I guess of that ilk, I don't know if you go down, but Big E's got a voice role in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated.
Oh, good.
So
I hope he's in it more than he was in the TV show Laid with the girl from Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I watched that just for him, and he has 0 lines, and they kill him off really quickly. So spoilers.
I don't know if there's anything else. I think like I did read Apollo Crews has got injured, but you'd never. I don't mean anything bad about Apollo Crews, but you would never know because he's never on TV.
Yeah, last time I remember him doing anything of note was they were like teasing him and Corbin as a team. Then they kind of obviously ended.
Yeah. I feel like they never have anything for Cruz to do, and I feel like he needs like a manager because he doesn't have much mic skills. So, but he's a good wrestler. I just feel like they don't can do anything about it.
Yeah, last time was Paulo. Actually, he did pick up a win against Johnny Gargano.
I think that's
not that long ago, about a month ago. Less than a month ago, actually.
Yeah. So that's what I read that. Yeah, he got hurt.
Oh, geez. Before that, though, you got to go back to him and Giovanni Vinci back in September. So even then, he went from September to January with no TV.
Is he still employed, that dude?
I know, yeah. Last time I checked, I never heard of a release for him.
I don't know what he did wrong, but he's still there.
That same match. That's actually Giovanni's last match too. It was a less than 2-minute loss to Apollo back in September. If you don't count Speed on Twitter.
I think that it's
all right. Snack Hero review: Pepsi, Wild Cherry. Oh, sorry, what? That's not my.
Wrong channel.
Hey, wait, what? Where are we?
Yeah,
and cream. You really taste the cream. Holy shit.
Yeah, I haven't tried the. It was a Dr. Pepper Blackberry as well. I want to try that.
Yeah. Blackberry, huh?
Heard it's good. Anyways,
I'm
drinking sparkling ice coconut pineapple tonight. That's what I'm drinking.
Hey.
So yeah, I like my sparkling ices. Yeah. Anyways, Jacob, sorry.
Did you guys see that Enzo and Cass reunited on the Jericho cruise?
Yeah. So I'm doing their spiel. Yeah.
Yeah, they main evented the final night in like an 8-man tag along with the other Treehouse guys.
Yeah, defeating the Grizzled Young Vets and
Runners, right?
MXM collection.
Oh yeah, I remember Grizzled Young Vets. Remember when they attacked on was it one of the AEW shows and they never followed up on it? I remember that. Anyway, I don't think there's much more news in the way.
And then let's move on. We said it 3 times.
I know. I'm just trying. I always feel like I'm missing something.
I don't think there's really anything else.
No, most of the news was just coming out of the Royal Rumble. I mean, the Royal Rumble was like the big news of the week. So yeah, I feel like we can just kind of get into. There's a lot to talk about for the Rumble, so we can go get into that now.
Yeah.
Yes. 4 matches. It gave a lot of time to both Rumbles, which I'm always happy about. One match didn't get quite as much time as we had hoped. We'll talk about that when we get to it, though. But yeah, we kicked off with the women's Royal Rumble, which was won by the returning Charlotte Flair, eliminating Roxanne Perez, who 1 hour and 7 minutes and 47 seconds. She came in third, and she was the Iron Woman for the night. Can
I make a shitty statement though? I feel I could be the Iron Man though, because I feel like a lot of that is just her getting hit once and then hiding in the corner. You know what I mean? Hit once and then taking a breather. Like, it's really not that hard to be the Rumble Iron Man or Woman. Just saying, it's not the hardest.
Well, I feel like she was in a lot of the action for at least like the first half. Definitely in that second half. Yeah,
it's not a singles match where you got to like keep going.
No, exactly. No, for sure.
Just go in the corner. You get off me. Almost taken away.
I will admit sometimes, in the Rumble, you go, "Oh, is that person still in?" Oh, yeah. And then Roxy kind of looks like, because she looks somewhat similar to some other people who would end up in the Rumble. It's like, "Oh, is that Roxy?" No, someone. Oh no, she's over there.
Well, the problem was the women's Rumble had many a times where there was like 14 women in the ring, and that's way too many. You got way too many people in your Rumble at any given time. I mean, I think even when we were watching it, I was like, "There's way too many damn people like in the ring right now. They need to like get rid of some of these people who do some
I don't know about
eliminations."
that. I like a heavier ring. That's what makes it unique.
I don't, because I think then you can't focus on the spots what you need to focus on. I understand getting up to 8, 9, maybe even 10. 15 is way too much. It's way too busy. And then when something happens, like you're going to get stuff lost in the shuffle. There's no way to kind of spread out and do spots in the middle. Everybody has to kind of duck down and just, stay out of the way. It gets too busy. Like I get it. I get if you have that, and then you have somebody come in and eliminate like 8 people in a row. But that wasn't going to happen in this Rumble. Like
I'll bring it up here because it was a problem with this Rumble and this Rumble. But like, and apparently, pit wrestlers, if you believe Fightful, they're actually complaining about it. But like, I think we live in an era, unfortunately, where the theme songs are so forgettable and shit that like that people didn't pop until they saw people's names on screen because it was like, who's that? Oh. So yeah, that was an issue as well. It's like, oh, who's that? Oh yeah, oh cool, huh? Oh, there I know that person. So I noticed that all the way through the Rumble. Was like, huh? I don't recognize that music. Oh,
I'm just waiting for the name to pop up on screen. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that person. I agree.
Yeah, I was going to mention, there were moments or times where there were a lot of people in the ring. I was looking at the times, and only 6 of the 30 women were in the match for less than 10 minutes, which I feel like is kind of uncommon for a Rumble.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That's a nice chunk. Yeah, there's years where there's like half of the group I feel are for less than 3 or less than 10. For sure.
Yeah, I think when we did the '95 Rumble, I think I remember looking at it. There were like 15 that were in it for less than 5 minutes.
Nah.
I just back to the Roxanne thing. I just thought it was cool that they, to give, an NXT call up, the record on. I believe this was her first Rumble. Was she in last year?
This is a third one.
This is like her third, bro. Yeah, no, they're high on this girl from day one. I think they've seen that this girl has a shit ton of potential. So yeah, no, they brought her out a couple times. Oh yeah,
she's only 23 as well. She's been wrestling since she was.
No, that's what I mean. That's why that's the Prodigy nickname. Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
I was like, I could have sworn she was in another one, but I was like, she's so young and she still seems like so new, but like so seasoned as well. Like I think she's a really good talent.
Some may say she's a grizzled young veteran.
They're not in the company anymore.
Yeah, no, it's 23, 24, 25. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the first 3 entrants lasting over an hour. I feel like EO broke the record, then Liv broke the record, and then they both got eliminated, and then Roxanne broke the record. So the record was broken 3 times in the same match. Of course, the women's Rumble has only been going on since 2018, but still, like, 3 different women held a record in the same Rumble. That's pretty cool. I think we all kind of popped when Alexa Bliss returned. I thought that was pretty cool.
Like, each got a bigger pop than Jey Uso.
Yeah, I think
the person we missed, of course they are.
But what do you have to undermine everything? Yes.
Well, no, I'm just saying that tracks. Like, that's not unfair to
that
I see him every week.
Like that bigger pop, like that. Like you could argue she got a bigger pop than John Cena.
Because we haven't seen her that long. Yeah, again, that tracks.
Yeah, I think what was it, 2023? I think it's been since we've seen her. Oh yeah, out for 2 years. She was out for 2 years, maternity leave. Finally returned.
It was a Rumble. She lost to Bianca Belair.
That's right. Yeah,
hasn't wrestled since. I know she's appeared since, but she hasn't wrestled since.
Yeah, I can't remember seeing her. So yeah, that was cool. Jordynne Grace officially her second appearance in the Rumble, but her first as a member of the roster. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with her going forward. See if anybody maybe drops somebody on their fantasy roster and picks up Jordan Grace. I don't know. That's an option.
I think she's got NXT for a bit. That's why I'm waiting.
Yeah, I don't know if she was on. I don't think she was on NXT this week. But we still have SmackDown.
No.
We'll see, but
Oh, just I know though. Fandango returned. All right, you can go.
Oh yeah. That he'll be taking on Lexus King.
But he
and his shitty facial hair.
but he made sure to tell people, hey, my name is JDC. Even though he came up saying
nice TNA nameplate. He did come out to the Fandango music.
He did come out to
Titantron too. Even his Titantron.
Oh yeah.
I like that they're like, okay, this is who he is. It makes you think Matt Cardona has started to go back to him. Could be Matt Cardona because it was like a best of both worlds of like, hey, we acknowledge that's Fandango, but now he's JDC.
Right.
So I read something before the Rumble that they were talking to Matt Cardona about a Rumble appearance, but I didn't mention it to you because I thought maybe you weren't. Like if he did appear, I thought, it would be a nice surprise. So I didn't mention anything. But
didn't happen. It should have been the ISO Speed fucking entered. Who's ready? Who's always ready? I am. Always ready.
We'll get to that.
Spoilers about ISO Speed.
Yeah, I think except for Richie, I think we all got our surprise entrance. I think the only one that didn't show up was Slamovich. I remember we were watching and I was like, I don't think Julia's gonna be in it. I don't think she's gonna.
And then last minute, like one of the last few, right?
Like number 28, she comes out and I was like, oh, okay, so Richie was right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the three of us took the safe picks. Richie took a risk and it paid off.
The bigger risk Ben's one, which wasn't.
Yeah. Nikki Bella returned. I don't know if she's returned or if this is a one-off. I did see like a video of her saying like I'm back. I don't know what that means. If she wants to do a program going into WrestleMania, I don't know.
What do you have against Nikki Bella? She's
mediocre as shit.
Huh?
Cool. I'll invite her to my barbecue. Doesn't mean I want to see her in a WrestleMania program.
She's all right. She's an okay wrestler. She's all right. She's
mediocre. We have way better wrestlers. She doesn't need to take up a spot, but she probably will.
Like maybe Trish. I know that at one point she was a full-time member of the roster. She also returned. So I don't know if that was also a one-off.
Probably a one-off.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping like Trish and Nikki were one-offs. And maybe that video that she posted is like what's next personally and not what's next professionally, like in a WWE ring. But yeah, Charlotte enters in at lucky number 27, and gets the victory.
Her promo on Raw was so fucking bad.
And she had a promo on NXT, and she'll probably have a promo on SmackDown.
I mean, I guess it was supposed to like her.
It's time killer with all these like am I gonna go here? Am I gonna go there? They really and now they're doing it on NXT. It's like a new time killer.
I'm like, yeah, you're not challenging Julia. Shut up.
I don't know. The last time she won the Rumble, she challenged for the NXT title, so maybe that'll just be Charlotte's thing.
Yeah, that was stupid.
and Jey Uso's gonna spoilers. Jey Uso's gonna challenge Joe Hendry. No, I'm joking on that one.
You know what?
I mean, I'd be okay with the match. And can you imagine two of the most over people in the business going against each other. But no. I thought this was a pretty decent Rumble. I'm not a fan of the booking decision for the winner, but I thought there was some good action overall. I do think the part where Nia eliminated like 4 or 5 people felt a little sloppy. I think maybe you do that one at a time or something, and it just looks a little smoother, makes her look a little more dominant, which I think is what they were going for. But it was like Io Sky was on one side, she just kind of fell, but she was supposed to be eliminated by Nia. It just looked a little sloppy. But that's what happens when you have 6 or 7 women on the outside. I thought the returns were nice. I thought the surprise entrance from NXT were nice. Again, giving Roxy the Iron Woman role. I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good Rumble. I like the most of it. So I thought it was pretty decent to open the show. JPO, your like overall thoughts on the women's Rumble?
No, for the most part, I liked it here. Yeah, I thought they did a good job of most people getting a time to shine. Unlike the men's, which only had one quickie. I like the fact that there really wasn't any like super quickies. Yeah, there could have been maybe more that had. Not everyone maybe needed 10, but I did not. There wasn't at least some rumbles where like everyone gets 30, 40 in a couple minutes. So everyone had some time. Everyone got to look good at the beginning, which is important too. Like their initial run. Yeah, I'm just bored by Flair. You know what I mean? Especially her kind of, to me, like I wish she had either they had brought her back a little bit earlier so she can kind of earn it more, or even in this Rumble put her in earlier, because again it felt like, oh cool, the winner is number, what was she, 27? Like 27. All right, cool, whatever. So I'm just kind of bored by her because we've seen it so much, and I thought this could have been time to establish somebody more. So, but yeah, I don't mind the Iron Woman, as you said. Cool, shout out to Roxanne. I think they're, like I said, I think they're really high on her. I think she's gonna have a bright future if everything works out organically. So yeah, overall, I thought it was good.
Yeah, it reminds me of when Ronda Rousey returned in 2022 at number 28 and won.
Yeah,
come on, make money.
Sort of a whimper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pez, your overall thoughts on the women's match?
No, it was solid. Well, entertaining while we were watching it. I'm with JPO. I think we said it on the stream. Like, Charlotte winning is just boring. Like, it just feels repetitive. It's like she comes back and she's immediately right back in the title picture, on top, and it's just like, can we at least have her earn it a little bit? Like, besides just fast tracking it immediately because that's just what she does. It just feels repetitive. And the fact that she's probably going to take down Tiffy at, Mania bums me out. It just as a match in a program. But while the Rumble was going on, the Alexa Bliss return was great. Jordan Grace, was great. They looked good and happy to see her. The crowd seemed happy to see her as well. And nice that they established her the year before, being the Knockouts champion, being in there. So she was an unfamiliar face. Yeah, Roxanne going the distance was awesome. I was really pulling for at the end, man. When it came down to Charlotte and Roxanne, I was like, man, you could do something really cool here WWE and have like a new person, just burst onto the scene and shoot right at the top. Like, this could be really cool. And it's like, nah, we do the other thing. I didn't like the spot where they eliminated like 8 people awkwardly at once. That seems clunky. And if you want to have Nia eliminate like 4 or 5 people at once, and a few of them maybe non-favorites, I'm fine with that. But like, having Io and Bianca be in that fray, I think, was a mistake, because that seemed a little unceremoniously, and I thought that those two, being pretty heavy favorites, among the people predicting, should have gotten their own kind of eliminations here or there, at least a little more ceremoniously. So I didn't love that spot, and again, I thought it got a little clustered at times with how many people were in the ring at any given point. But it was still good, a nice mix of legends with like Trish and Nikki Bella and whatnot. Nice mix of that. Pretty good amount of NXT people, and Lash Legend and Jada Parker. Yeah, like all that stuff. Yeah, no, I mean, they had quite a few. Stephanie Vicur in there. That was good. Chelsea Green, having her spots throughout the Rumble was fun. She was really over. I mean, crowd like booed her every time she almost got eliminated. Like, they were behind her, so that was kind of cool to see. So it was still entertaining overall, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Just kind of disagree with the outcome. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which I think might be the consensus among wrestling fans.
I think it kind of is, yeah.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, with the Chelsea Green thing, it's weird because obviously it's obvious that they're cheering it, so, but like Michael Cole's like just ragging on her all the time. So it's like it's I know it's kind of funny, but it's out of step with like the crowd reaction to her. So it is a bit weird. It does feel a bit weird sometimes, but I don't understand that. She at the end of the day, she's a heel. But yeah, and I enjoy the Fiona Rumble. But yeah, Charlotte winning. Like, if you wanted to have her in the title picture, like, you didn't have to go this route. You could have, just had a, I don't know, win a chamber thing or something. I mean, I think that, yeah, like, as we'll get into the men's one, I think Rumble, for the most part, I don't mind like multiple time winners here and there, but like, it has to make storyline sense, or like, but I think for the most part, Royal Rumble should be used to elevate somebody. Charlotte doesn't need to be elevated. And yeah, no, I find, like, as stuff, I'm getting bored of Charlotte. I don't know what a character is. I don't know whether I should like her or not. She certainly comes across as a bitch. I don't know if she's trying to come. I don't know whether when she's trying to project a character, it's supposed to come across as a bitch. But she's just not very good at getting it across her character. But yeah, like, she's a heel. She's more of a heel than a baby face. It's like when Mercedes Moné tries to be baby face. No, you're a heel. Like, I like you, but you're a heel. Uh, so yeah, I don't like, yeah, that Nia Jax spot's clunky. I also think maybe if I get the idea of, like, it's probably important for like a big, like, like a big person in the Rumble to have that spot, like, to put over as like a, a kind of force, like. But I think like someone like Jordan Grace could probably do that spot, like. But Nia Jax is just, unfortunately, she's just clunky in general. So yeah, it looks weird. Yeah, it looks weird. I said in the chat I wasn't a fan of the graphics, but you guys were. Whatever. That my ADD was just got. You didn't like it. I was like, I can't concentrate on the one thing with all this false information.
It threw me off at first, but I think JPO was with me. Like, we were like, "What is that? Wait, what? What? But then, like, halfway through the match, I was like, I don't mind this. Tell me, like, who's in, how many people are in, how many people still to go, how many people who has the most eliminations, the times. Like, I didn't mind it. Like, as a ticker, like, as I went along, like, I got used to it. And then by the time they pulled out for the men's rumble as well, I was like, no, don't mind this. Not bad. I got used to it. So it was fine.
Yeah. Felt more like a sports presentation.
That's what they're going for. So yeah,
I get that they've been going for a while, so I don't mind it. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I get it. I get it, I guess. And I suppose if that's the plan going forward, I'll get used to it. It just threw me, considering I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. No, me and you had the discussion later too. Yeah. Like Pat said, I went from like, oh, okay, to like, I enjoyed it in the end too. Like, I'm a nerdy stat guy. You saw Duke Hudson giving you dates and stuff and time. So I kind of liked it in the end. I liked it that they were going, hey, like, I have it on in the background right now. Active 11, eliminated 4, next entrant 16. Like, I like that.
Yeah. I think that they're teasing the heel turn of Bianca. Like, she kind of got a bit jealous when Naomi and Jordan are hugging, I guess, like, because of their connection to TNA, I guess, and she's getting a bit jealous, I guess. So I think that was like supposed to be like a subtle kind of heel turn thing. I was sort of surprised that maybe Jade Cargill didn't show up here, but maybe she's not ready to come back yet. But yeah, I don't know. I think Roxanne could have used the win. I thought maybe when I saw Io come out number 1, I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, she's going to run the whole thing. That would have been actually kind of cool. Like, maybe have Io, Charlotte, and Roxanne as the last 3. But I think, and especially if you're going to go Io and Rhea, like I think they are anyway, have like, if you're going to go that route anyway, just have Io win the thing. But anyway,
yeah. So other than JPO, we each had one woman in the Rumble. I had Lyra Valkyria, who got me 10 points just for being in the match. She had 0 eliminations, but she did have one wardrobe malfunction. But thankfully, Liv was there to get her into the corner, and the referee helped her fix it. So good on you, Liv.
That should be its own point.
Richie, you had Chelsea Green, who had 2 eliminations. So she got you a total of 12 points. JPO had both Liv and Bianca in the match, and almost had the longest time in the Rumble, but unfortunately Roxanne Perez did outlast her by 47 seconds. So she did have a couple of eliminations though. So Liv Morgan got you 12, Bianca got you 11. She had the one elimination. Pez had the winner, Charlotte Flair, so he got the 5 bonus points for that, as well as the match win itself, and 4 eliminations. So Charlotte Flair picking up 24 points for the Women's Rumble. And the next match, this is all me. This is all me when it comes to fantasy. I drafted them specifically because they were feuding for the titles. I don't know if they're done now, where the Street Profits, spoilers, so the Street Profits got involved in this match. It was the 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. DIY taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. DIY winning 2-1 in only 14 minutes. I think that's the biggest thing that's disappointing me, is that it was a little bit of a shorter match than we expected. I think it might have been you, Pez, that said it when they were kind of going like 100 miles an hour at one point. I was like, did they get some time cut?
I wondered if they got their time cut, because, man, they were sprinting through this match. Sprinting, like just one spot after another, just boom, 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 boom. And I was like, dude, do they get like 10 minutes shaved off their time? Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, I mean, this is the fastest goddamn 2 out of 3 falls match I think I've ever seen. It's ridiculous.
And on the match, on a card with only 4 matches, you shouldn't be getting time. I know 2 of them are long matches, but still.
And for a while there, I felt I was going to feel bad for this. I was sprinting, and then I guess because they were coming off the Rumble, the crowd was like kind of dead for a while, and they're like, all right, and they picked up after all the, after a few spots, but I was like, man, like I was looking forward to this match, and this crowd, there's a few things going against it here, but like it ended up being all right, but yeah, there's still a few issues, but yeah, anyway. DIY picked up the first fall. I thought it was pretty smart. I liked how they did the first fall with Johnny going for the tag, and then getting his hand back. Alex Shelley thinks he's the legal man, but he's not. Ciampa ends up hitting the knee and gets the first fall. Motor City Machine Guns would end up picking up the second fall before the Street Profits would get involved for the third fall, which was weird. Yeah, I am always a fan of, if this was a TV match, I might be okay with that. But on the pay-per-view, I do kind of want a definitive finish. I mean, does this mean we're going to get a triple threat with all 3 of these teams, and the Motor City Machine Guns are still going to be involved? I'd be okay with that. I don't like it on pay-per-view. It was weird because, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, they turned heel, and then they, but then they attacked DIY. I'm like, well, what's your motivation here? Like, why do you, if you're after the tag titles, why do you care who wins? Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, if what did you care if Machine Gun, like, what do you want Machine Guns to lose? What did you want DIY to win? Like, you shouldn't, like, taking them out of the match, sure. Make it win.
I can see it. Like if they feel like the Motor City Machine Guns took their spots, like, well, we don't want you to we don't want you to win, but we want to be the ones to take the titles off the champs. So I mean, I can kind of see it, but at the same time, it's like
it shouldn't matter. Like you're still whatever who the champions are, just go after them. I don't know. I just don't get their motivations, and I think the crowd are confused as well. So, I thought this was weird. This was a weird booking.
But I mean, these 2 teams are never gonna fail to entertain me. I think that 2 of my favorite tag teams currently going. I just wish they were given more time. I still think it was a really good match. I think it could have been even better if they were given more time. But I'm also just glad that we finally got a tag team championship match on pay-per-view first since WrestleMania. First tag match at the Rumble since I think it might have been 22, where they had the mixed tag with Edge and Beth Phoenix taking on Miz and Maurice.
I don't count that either. I mean, it technically match, but
no, I'm talking just tag matches overall, and then I think to go back for tag titles, I think you have to go back to, I think it's 2019.
like a New Day, did New Day and Usos have something? I don't know.
Probably it might have been them. I can't remember. But yeah, I was going back and I was like, oh yeah, it was okay. Going all the way back to 2019. But Pez, your thoughts on the 2 out of 3 falls match?
Yeah, again, it just felt rushed. It felt like they didn't get a chance to breathe. I think the crowd, wasn't really into it, and that could have also been because they haven't really showcased tag team wrestling on pay-per-view, and then you're going to throw this match on there and expect everybody to maybe even know what's going on or care. And I like these guys a lot, and I think they worked very, very hard. They were in there killing each other, doing their spots, and it was good work. But something just felt off about it. Like, yeah, just the timing of it. Again, it felt like they were going 1,000 miles an hour. And then, yeah, the fact that like they sort of, not cheated, but like, did the little goofy first fall. It felt like the Guns should have gotten like some reversal of that for like the second fall, to like get back at them, and didn't feel like that. And then, yeah, the Street Profit stuff just felt out of place. So it felt like that could have been done on SmackDown or something. So, yeah, I mean, it was good work overall, but a clunky match, the way it was just kind of presented.
Yeah, Richie.
I said my kind of thinking. Yeah, I thought it was clunky. I mean, I thought the Street Profit things were clunky, but the actual match itself was all right. I thought the crowd was a bit dead. But again, I think I sort of attributed that to maybe coming down from the Rumble. But yeah, also not they're not showcasing tag team wrestling that much. So it's a combination of both. But I thought the match was good. But the Street Profit things confused me. So I don't know the motivations aren't crystal clear. I don't know. I almost feel like they could have just been added to the match on this thing. I don't know. Unless built to WrestleMania on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody who might be happy that the Street Profits are in the tag team title picture, JPO. Your thoughts on the 2 out of 3 falls match? JPO?
I'm here.
Okay.
No, as probably has been said before, it's good. As we all said, we wanted more. You know what I mean? When these two probably couldn't defeat each other normally in 10 to 15 with one fall, why can we now do it in 5? Those are my weird kind of problem with even the Survivor Series match. You know what I mean? I remember Gunther's first Survivor Series match, like Drew beat him. I looked at my watch and I went, how did Drew beat him in 10 minutes when no one can defeat him in 20? Like, this doesn't make, And unfortunately, we saw that here. Yeah, I wish they'd just been given a little more time because every time we felt like we were going to get to another gear, it was like every 5 minutes that we had a pinfall happen. And then also, too, I just want 2 great teams to fight. And then we got the, Street Profits interference, which is like, we've already seen them turn semi-bad. So I don't even know if this was like a great turn either. So it was good. Just wanted more. I wanted that next level that we know these 2 teams could have done.
It's like Iron Man matches, when people all of a sudden get pinfalls on DDTs. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
You don't get a pinfall usually, but now I was like, I know he can't kick out. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's like when was the last time Ciampa won with a big knee like that? I can't quite remember. But no, I still enjoyed it because I did end up getting the fantasy points for it. 25 for the title, 25 overall points for DIY. Retaining, would have gotten 5 more if it was a title change, which I did predict. I was the only one to predict the Guns to win. But now I think DIY is holding those till at least WrestleMania. But I did end up getting 10 for the Motor City Machine Guns being in a match on pay-per-view. So those are the fantasy points for that. I know you guys don't care as much as I do, but I am happy for it. Up next, we had Jordan's cousin, Kevin, going after the undisputed WWE Championship, taking on Cody Rhodes in a ladder match. I missed a little bit of this because I was waiting for my pizza. I ordered it thinking I had enough time, and then Pizza Hut was like, we're going to be extra slow.
That's
So-
why you do what I do, Jacob. What I do is 2 hours in advance, I order the carry out for the time I wanted, and then I go get it at the
I
specific
didn't-
time. Papa John's and Marco's both let you order it in advance for a specific pickup time. That way, there's no dealing with wait times or delays or anything like that. Plenty of time.
I did not want to walk to go get my pizza though.
Okay.
So the
What,
only...
you don't just drive? Oh wait, no. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, I still thought I thought this was a decent match. I heel Kevin Owens, I think, is the best Kevin Owens. Even though he's been right, the heel has been right in this feud. Like, yeah, why would you go team up with the one guy who? Anyway, Kevin's been right. Yeah, so I have some really good spots here. I think Cody sold the injuries pretty well. That final like Alabama slam through the
That was insane.
through the ladder. At one point where they're like, "All right, Kevin, you can take your head out of the ladder now."
Yeah, it's just like his head.
Yeah.
I think we all thought too. Sammy, he did end up coming out, but didn't really get involved other than maybe asking, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" He had the opportunity to when Cody was climbing the ladder there at the end, but chose not to do anything. Obviously, I think we saw the fallout of that on Raw when Owens attacked Zayn after his qualifying match, which, by the way, side note. He attacks him, pushes him into Punk, who ends up falling out of the ring, and that keeps Punk down the entire time. Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, decent ladder match. I think these two worked really well together. The result was never in doubt. I think, which I think has been kind of. Like the last, I don't know for how many years now. I think we all go into the Royal Rumble and there's a championship match, and it's like, well, they're not going to lose it till WrestleMania at least. Like, there's no way. I can't remember the last time we got a title change this close to WrestleMania. So it's, I kind of wish we got those a little bit more, and there was like a little suspense, but it doesn't take away from the action inside the ring. I still think we got a really good championship match. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought the match was really good. I think these two work well together. But yeah, Alabama Slam is probably hard to take in general, just on the mat, because it's like that would suck. To take it through a ladder is insane. And so kudos to Kevin for taking all these like huge bumps, especially like for his size. Yeah, I do hope it'd be nice if they rewarded him with the title. Actual title run at some point. But yeah, I thought this match was really, really good. I mean, I'm sure he's probably going to get a title match at Royal Rumble next year, because he gets title matches at the Royal Rumble. If he goes to Saudi, I don't know if you noticed the promo for 2026 Royal Rumble, but CM Punk wasn't on there, so obviously he has a deal where he doesn't go to Saudi.
He doesn't like to go to Saudi, or he doesn't want to. So I doubt, he'll even be on that Rumble next year.
So, but then I thought this match was great. So no, it was a good solid match, but I didn't think it. I thought it was going to be great, and it delivered. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, and he's been in 1, 2, 3 Royal Rumble matches out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 appearances. So yeah, he really likes being in singles or championship matches. Not all of them were singles.
I've seen Ambrose with the Intercontinental title, but
Well, no, and then there was that one handicap match too. So where he teamed with Sammy to take on AJ. But JPO, thoughts on Cousin Kevin coming up short?
Well, you gotta put it that way, man. Yeah, no, I mean everything you said before. The only downfall is I didn't see Kevin going to Mania, and I wish he would. I would have popped if they had done that swerve. But as far as the match goes, though, no, these two just like the previous matches. This is great. This would hold up in any company. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah.
I have a question though. What if your cousins? Why are you? You're a nice guy. Why is he such a prick? What happened there? Like,
Oh, I think we're very much alike. I think because he's the nice guy too sometimes, and then he'll backstab you, just like me. I love you, Richie, but then I'll be a dick sometimes. I think we're very much alike.
Haven't you been listening to what Kevin's been saying? He has been 100% right the entire time. Screw you, Cody, for teaming with the enemy. Pez.
Yeah, no, this match was excellent. Great storytelling. I mean, Cody's a really good storyteller in the ring, and Kevin is always better as a heel. I think he just has that tendency. So it works for this. The only thing I really didn't like about the match was the excessive use of the step ladder, like the hornswoggle ladder. I thought was just like
they even said hornswoggle.
Yeah, like it was just a little too much. Like they kept like swinging around. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, get rid of that stupid thing. Like, just get back to the regular ladders. But there wasn't like. It wasn't one of those ladder matches where you're going to have guys doing, 450s off the ladder and, flying off through, 4 tables. Like, it wasn't going to be that match. But they made the big moments count. That, like, Fisherman Buster through the table just looked disgusting. And, like, it was just gross. Like, the way Kevin bounced his head off of it, the way Cody sold it when he, like, hit and then kind of, like, bounced up and then almost did, like, a flare flop. Like, it looked really good. Great sell on that. And again, one of those like devastating spots you could buy that these guys were like, maybe they're really hurt. They swarm on them and with the doctors and whatnot, and looked really good. And then Cody, not being afraid to be like, no, screw this, got to put it away, got to do what you got to do. And the Alabama Slam looked gross the way Kevin landed. Just like laying in that position for a while. It was really, really good. So no, the crowd got into it. Cody knows how to work a great like storytelling match, and always playing into it. So, this is one of the better kind of one-on-one, I think, ladder matches that wasn't focused on spots that I've seen in a while, that sort of thing, where they made the spots count. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have to do the craziest stuff, but the things that they did, that's some of the best ones you can do is when the spots are impactful, that make you wince and go, and add to the story. So, no, a job well done by all. Yeah, really good match.
I joked around. Oh, someone's calling.
Hello.
I joked around with JPO about doing a countdown of the top 10 non-Rumble Royal Rumble matches. And I think I said that before before the Royal Rumble. But now that we've seen the Royal Rumble, this match might crack the top 10 or be an honorable mention at least. I'd have to think about it, but I'd say it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as fantasy goes, Richie has Cody on his roster, so he will get the a total of 25 points for the title defense, and then Cousin Kev gets JPO 10 points for being in a match on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. So, Cody wrestles quite a bit, so I mean that was a good pickup. First round of drafting. You know what I mean?
You would have thought it,
because he's a fighting champion, so I mean he at least is going to have consistent matches on pay per view, and he's even had a good amount of matches on TV, right? Like on SmackDown, he's had those tag matches and stuff. Like he puts out matches, he gets in the ring a lot.
He's only scored 2. Maybe I missed something. I don't think I did. But yeah, he had this match, and then I think he had the Saturday night's main event match. So I think they've been working his injuries that Kevin's been giving him. But I could see him. Well, no, because I guess he's sustained more injuries after this match. I'm sure we'll see him show up a little bit before Mania, even leading up to the Chamber. Curious to see if he does have a match at the Chamber, if they just keep that focused on qualifying for WrestleMania, because I believe that's what they did last year. I think there was other than the women's, there was the tag title match, I think the 2 chambers, and the women's championship match. I don't think any of the other singles titles were defended, so it'll be interesting to see what happens at the chamber this year. But get ready for a lot of points to be scored now in the men's rumble. This one was a lot of fun to go back and track. Yeah, because I
guess Wikipedia can be very helpful to you, Jacob, in your fantasy for some of these things once it gets updated. Yeah,
it was very helpful because the scoring system that JBO gave me, it was there was a bonus for being in the main event. Well, 30 people ended up being in the main event, so of course those points all balance out. So it does go to like the eliminations, and then those bonuses for most eliminations and longest time spent in the Rumble, which there was a tie for most eliminations in the Rumble. Both of them are on Pez's roster.
Yes.
The longest time spent in the Rumble, also on Pez's roster.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
He got 15. It was 5 points each, so 15 total, and just bonuses.
I'm gonna guess
for
one
that.
of the 5 eliminations. Does he rhyme with Schmakib Schmatu?
He does, yeah. It was so the most eliminations was Roman and
Roman Faines.
Yes. Roman and Jacob Fatu. I looked once and it said that Braun Breaker also had 4, but I think maybe they were counting the speed elimination when actually Otis was the one that ended up eliminating him, so I think they took that away from him.
Yeah, because technically he didn't hit the ground because Otis caught him, and then Otis threw him onto the table.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they took that away on Wikipedia, because I did look at Wikipedia like that night just to check. But yeah, we started off. I think we started off pretty good with this one. Ray and Penta starting the match. I called Chad Gable coming in third just because his issues with the Lucha. I tried to call it all night, and I think I was right this one time. I think we started off pretty good, and then we get to number 8. Carmelo Hayes is eliminated, and all it takes is one knock to the back, and Tozawa was apparently out for the entire Rumble.
Like get your move or something, man. Like the next, I know Tozawa is not like a like a huge priority like on their, he's a lower card guy, but
but he's a former cruiserweight champion. Like, what are we doing?
It makes him look like
I'm good wrestler.
Yeah. You can't.
No.
But yeah, I remember we were all watching. The 3 of us were watching. We're like, oh, that's stupid.
But we were also at first we're like, oh, that means some higher profile person could take his place. Like, who's it gonna be? And then and it just ends up being this fucking streamer guy. And I was just like, oh my god, really?
You made Tozawa more of a bitch too.
Yeah,
he didn't get power drove. He didn't get hit with a chair. He got clubbed once.
He got hit really lightly in the back of the head.
Like a forearm to the back of the head. Like, not even, yeah.
There's referees that would be like, what a pussy. And I mean, like, kayfabe wise. Referees get knocked out forever. Like, even referees would be like, Jesus, oversell a little Tozawa.
Yeah. I don't have nothing to get up from that.
Now, if that had come from a bigger guy, maybe, but it was Carmelo Hayes. He's not the biggest guy.
Braun Strowman through him, maybe. But no, it's literally just, it was, who was it?
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes, yeah. Not the biggest guy.
No, that's not a knock on Carmelo. I'm just saying, he's not attacking a security guard. He's attacking what's supposed to be a main roster guy who we've seen in the past have really good cruiserweight title matches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, him and Carmelo would have been a great match if Carmelo was on 205 Live 5 years ago. But now
he can take Carmelo setting moves and a clothesline.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah. But I do want to give props where props are due. The spear that he took from Braun Breaker looked kind of nasty, and then taking that bump on the table.
No, I'm not gonna give him props. I'll give Braun Breaker props for not fucking stopping and plowing through his ass. He just stood there.
Yeah.
He didn't do shit.
I'm not going to take it easy on you. I'm going to give you the same spear I give to everybody on the roster, which is the greatest spear in the business today, and killed him.
He might have done the opposite of gave it a little more stank.
Yeah.
Or also, I just believe it's also a skinny rail that probably that's probably why it looks so bad.
I think it's way easier to kill Wrestling Bumping 101. You gotta tuck that chin, brother. Jeez, man.
You took a pretty good RKO at WrestleMania last year too.
No, we were watching that WrestleMania. I forgot about that, and then the RKO. He took a good flat bump for it. So I'll give
anyone see his leg afterwards?
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, the table might have been even worse. I'm guessing that's the table probably. Literally, chunk of skin was ripped off, and you see that red underneath, skin, whatever you call it. Yeah, his. You see the flesh, basically, yeah. So that's gonna burn. Actually, then I felt a little bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'll show you guys after if you haven't seen it. It's.
I can try to.
We're just looking it up. Yeah.
I'll try to pull it up and pop it on screen. Go ahead.
Yeah. We had. Yeah. Let's see. We had. Jacob Fatu came in. He looked really good. Ludwig Kaiser, the for lack of a better term, the geek of the match.
Cookie of the night. I'd say Tozawa was the geek, but Kaiser's close second.
As far as actually being in, 6 seconds, his official time in the Rumble.
They were. Michael Cole was prophesizing, "Oh, is this like the shortest Rumble elimination ever?" And immediately I'm like, "No, Santino got them." I don't think it's
Santino, and then the Warlord.
Not even close. Yeah, not even close.
I don't think they'll ever get beaten unless
it's really hard to beat that. Joe Hendry, coming in at number 15. Potential loudest pop of the night. I think it's I'd have to go back and watch, but I think between him and Alexa Bliss returning, I think they both got some. Yeah, look at that. That's
okay.
Yeah.
So, for anyone who says wrestling isn't real, they know how to fall. I'm sure. Yes, he doesn't have the proper training, but still.
Sorry. Quick aside. Watching Full Gear 2019, right? Because they got the old AEWs on there from 2019. It's Excalibur and JR, and I'll be damned if I don't watch one match. I'm watching Kenny Omega and John Moxley, in their little unsanctioned match, and during the match he doesn't pull out the boy. There's some drunk guy sitting at home saying they know how to fall. I'm just like, how many times are you gonna use this line in 25 years, JR? Stop, dude. It's embarrassing. Nobody's sitting at home saying that, JR. Nobody. Okay, stop.
Yeah. This is when Joe Henry was in, it was my favorite moment because you should probably get to become that afterwards, and I'll talk to him. Because there's a funny moment when Joe Henry was in there.
Yeah.
But
is it the Sheamus spot?
Sheamus stuff.
Yeah. The Sheamus stuff is so it's so fun. Yeah, no. Who was it? Jacob
Fatu comes out at number 12, I believe.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then Jacob Fatu, I believe, is clotheslines Joe Henry while he's doing his thing, and then Sheamus is loudly, you can hear him go, "What was that for? I was enjoying that." And it's like, well, why are you so angry for?
And then later they were showing the graphic with the most time spent, the eliminations, and then Joe Hendry tweets out, can somebody add Sheamus to the graphic? And then they added him the most time spent believing Sheamus, 30 seconds. Unfortunately Joe Hendry doesn't last very long in the Rumble. just a little over 3.5 minutes before getting eliminated by Roman Reigns. Which, I mean, if you're going to get eliminated by Roman Reigns, I mean, they're not. It's not like they had you get eliminated by like Finn Balor or The Miz or someone a little lower on the card. Like that's one of the guys. So I know some people were. I saw some people complain like, oh, what do they really think of TNA that their champion is getting eliminated that fast? Like
he wasn't going to win.
But it was Roman Reigns, so
Roman Reigns, and he wasn't going to win. So what do you want?
He got the pop. People were singing along to his music. So yeah. Speaking of Roman Reigns, he came in at number 16. He came in a little earlier than I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to be in in the 20s. So shout out to Reigns. Yeah, he lasted 37 minutes before getting eliminated by CM Punk. So shout out to Reigns, even though now he's going to be out for the foreseeable future because of the post-match attack by Rollins. A double foot stomp too. Like it wasn't just a regular stomp. Like he went down on him with both feet, and it looked good. Yeah. Punk ending up eliminating him and Rollins. Jey Uso would come out at number 20. He would be your eventual winner, which I'm sure surprised us all. It got down to Cena and Jey. And I know the three of us that were on stream was like, oh, it's just going to be Cena again. It's going to be another boring, predictable outcome. And then, Jey Uso ends up kicking Cena off and getting the win. And nobody saw that coming.
He pushed him off. That was actually like a good meme. Like you could make a good meme out of that.
Yeah, because in Cena's face, when he hit the ground, people were already making memes out of it with like Jay in the background, just like your face you make when whatever, like that sort of meme. Yeah, people are already using it for different things.
Yeah, but no.
But those final 10, Jey Uso at 20, and then those final 10, like you can make a case for any of those potentially winning the Rumble. I think that's how stacked this year's was. Well, except for maybe Dirty Dom at 26. He did kind of feel a little out of place in those final entrants, but
there was a moment where they just took a moment, and the crowd kind of realized it too, where the action kind of stopped for a minute, and like all the different corners, it was like Cena and Roman and CM Punk and Seth Rollins and like Drew and like all these people and like and I think it was cool. They took a second just for the crowd to realize like there was like star power in the ring, and it was a nice moment for them to just kind of like show that like, damn, we got some like heavy hitters in here right now, and like it could go to anybody at this point. And it was just cool for them to like just slow everything down for a second and let the crowd like catch up to that and realize it. And just the way they shot it was like really cool. So just shout out to them for kind of, having them all in there and then kind of showcasing that, it worked really well.
Yeah. The final three. Yeah, Logan Paul. I thought I was going to be right. I thought Logan Paul was going to have it. I do take a moral victory in my pick for the Rumble being the last one in the match. I know we were all a little shocked when he eliminated CM Punk, but I think, him being focused on Rollins and Reigns. I don't know where we're going for WrestleMania, but if it's a triple threat between Punk, Rollins, and Reigns, I'm not against that.
I'm for it with a caveat. It needs to be on night one with the winner facing Cody on night two. There needs to be stakes.
Okay, well, I think you're on the lines of what I'm saying, because a triple threat is weird. I mean, I like triple threat matches and multi-man matches, but like it's weird to have triple threat when there's nothing on the line. It's like just a triple threat match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if it ends up being a situation where all three of those guys are gunning for the shot against Cody, because we know where Jay's going, if you have a situation where night one leads into night two, where literally it's like Cody faces the winner of this triple threat match, which would be the main event of night one, I'm for it. You know what I mean? And that would kind of make sense.
I don't think that would happen though, because if Jay's already got one title shot, that's what the Elimination Chamber is it's for the other title.
But there could be something screwy where something gets like wonky in there, like we don't know what the outcome of the Elimination Chamber is going to be. Like, really don't.
Yeah.
Because, well, here's the thing. What if you have somebody like Roman or somebody win the chamber and Punk cashes in his favor? He's still got that in his back pocket. Or you have something where, again, like there's a way they can get to it, I think, with the favor thing, and some of the booking, I think there's a way you can get to it. But yeah, if you just do a triple threat match with no titles on the line, with no stakes for night 2 or whatever on the line, or some future thing on the line, it feels empty, like it's just, we're just going to throw these guys into a match because, like I think it needs to have something with some kind of stake to it. I don't know. Like that's just what I feel like. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the chamber. I know that it will be something, but I feel like we're gonna get something weird is gonna happen in the chamber. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get like a clear outcome. Yeah.
Well, I'm the complete opposite because I think Cena might just win the chamber outright and go after Cody. And which, if Cena wins number 17 at WrestleMania, it'll be a good moment for sure. But how long does he keep that title after? Because he's only got another 7 months after that. Because Mania is a little later in the in April this year. Another potential WrestleMania match that was teased. Maybe Damian and Drew. We kind of talked about it. I think you and Pez and JPO. Richie was the one that picked Drew. And then he ends up getting eliminated at number 21. An early elimination. He still lasted nearly 27 minutes in the match. But I think we were all kind of surprised when he got eliminated.
Well, but it was also like very because I think like a couple people bumped into each other, so it was very unceremonious. It was just very. It was like, oh, okay, it's gone. I think there was meant to be a bigger spot there. I think when they were setting something up, I think Drew ran in, like bumped into LA Knight, and then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of how it happened, I think my reaction would have been the same. Like, oh, he's already gone, and there's still, 10 people in the match. What? I think another one that surprised me was how quick Sammy got eliminated. He was only in for just about 5 minutes, and I thought he would have had, a bigger spot in the Rumble than he did. But it seems like they're going forward with a KO Sammy storyline now.
I imagine they'll have something at the chamber because we talked about that. It's in Canada, so that would make a little more sense in Canada. For them to do some kind of match, against each other, and then I don't know where they go for Mania, but they could probably move on to other things. But
we've seen them at Mania already.
Yeah. But have them have a high profile match at the chamber, I think would make sense. As one of the non-chamber matches in Canada. Because they're both Canadian, so makes sense.
I've got like breaking Paul Brothers news. Apparently, Jake Paul's finalizing a boxing fight with Canelo Alvarez. He's going to get fucking destroyed. Anyway.
Until they rig it again, and they just both. All right, that's fine. Yeah. I think forgets how to box the night of, but yeah, all right.
But yeah, again, I thought this was a really good Rumble. Ends up being the longest Rumble of all time at 1 hour and 20 and 15 seconds. I think everyone got some spots. I think there were a handful of people that looked good. I think Jacob Fatu looked like the monster he was. Braun, I didn't expect Braun Strowman to be back in the Rumble. Days after.
I thought he should have sold the spot a bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, if he showed back up on SmackDown a couple weeks later or something, that'd be fine. But yeah, like him showing up a week after, this like supposedly just devastating, he just got wrecked, he's bleeding, they're like, oh, does he have internal injuries, all this shit? And then no, he's just comes out, he's fine and eliminates Fatu pretty quickly. Like that was odd. Yeah, I thought you could have had him. You didn't necessarily need him in the Rumble. And I think somebody else could have eliminated him. You could have even had Roman eliminate him and to keep that kind of tension going. I thought that would have been just fine. And have Roman eliminate him by outsmarting him, or just he's a veteran. Just using his prowess in the Rumble to eliminate him. Whatever. And you could have just kept that going. I didn't think it needed to be Braun Strowman. Just personally, give that spot a trick. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then Braun Strowman gets eliminated by John Cena after he comes in. Yeah, Braun was in the Rumble for like 2 minutes, just over his 2 minutes in between entrants. So you eliminate Fatu, and then we got nothing else for you. Get out.
But he still looked good for the time he was in there. Fatu did.
Yeah,
so, they kept him strong, which was good. You know what I mean? And he still looked like a monster. Like they've done really smart ways of booking him. Like he's always looked strong, even if it's a match that he technically loses. Like he don't SmackDown, like he didn't get pinned. Tama got pinned. So it's fine. He looks big, and I will imagine he will have some kind of WrestleMania match. Like I can't imagine he wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna have something against somebody. So I hope it's not Strowman, but I'd rather see him against somebody else.
Hopefully in a singles match too, and not like so they can showcase him. I wouldn't be surprised if Tonga Loa is back, if they do some sort of 6-man with him and the Tongas against some other group of 3. But give him a match, let him showcase his talent. He's really good on the mic too. Like he can talk. So I think he can be a future world champion. Yeah, pretty soon. You can even give him a run with the U.S. title sooner rather than later too. Like you can elevate that title. Overall, I thought it was a really good Rumble. Very much surprising. I did kind of feel my spirit was dropping a little bit when the final 2 were Cena and Uso, because it's like, oh, we're just gonna jump Cena to the front of the line. I mean, I get it. It's predictable, but it's boring. I'm sure it'll be good. He'll make it entertaining. And then Uso wins, and it's like, oh, okay. I mean, A, I'm happy because I'm just a Jey Uso fan. B, he's on my fantasy roster, so I like that as well. But yeah, it's just surprising. It's probably the most surprising Rumble win in recent memory. I can't remember a more surprising Rumble win. I think this was the first time since we've started doing predictions too, where none of us got either Rumble winner.
Neither Rumble. Nobody got it. Yeah.
So, I always like unpredictability. Except for the women's Rumble, I didn't like that unpredictability. It became predictable towards the end. But no, overall, I thought it was a really good men's Rumble. Some good spots. Joe Hendry is super over. I hope they can bring him back for some more appearances with the main roster, not just NXT.
He wants a match. He's trying to lobby for a match with John Cena, which I'm not opposed to.
No, that could be a great.
I'm not even saying, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be on a PLE. You could do that on like a Raw, just as a cool like showcase match.
That'll get some Netflix views.
Even just Hendry on Raw, on Netflix, like could work. Maybe Cena issues some kind of open challenge. Hendry shows up, that'd be cool. So just an old school Cena open challenge like he used to do. Like I'd be down with that, and he just Hendry pops up and give him 15 minutes and let him have a little fun. Like I think,
which is why I nominated him when we did our John Cena opponents, and you guys all shot it down. I feel vindicated.
We also didn't know when he was going to be like around, or they've officially announced the TNA partnership. Like they need to do whatever they want now.
Right.
So it feels a little more open and official for him to even show up as the champion. So yeah.
Right. But
Mhm.
Pez, your overall thoughts on the Rumble?
Yeah, no, it was a good, solid Rumble. There was plenty of good book spots. Yeah, I mean, even from the beginning with Gable, messing around with all the luchadors because Santos came out like right after that, so it was him versus the world. When it comes to luchas, they kept that going. I mean, the IShow speed spot was like, it still feels like a waste, but at least he like took a proper beating, and it still made Braun Breaker look like an absolute animal. He looked great, I thought, in the
Better
Rumble.
than the Drew Carey spot.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he looked amazing. Like, Breaker was awesome. Like, he damn near stole the show, spearing dudes left and right. I'm surprised he got a spear on Roman. That was surprising. Like, remember when they went at it for a minute and he actually got the spear on Roman and it looked really good. And I was like, oh shit. Like, we were like, oh damn. So I mean, that could be a match down the road. I'm not saying like anytime soon, but like, man, I could see them squaring off at some point, maybe in the next year or so. That could be a lot of fun. But I thought they put Breaker over really, really good. I hope he gets a good match at Mania, some good, IC title match. God damn, Dragunov needs to come back so those two guys could just maul each other in the ring. That'd be really fun. I know he's close to coming back. He's working out right now, so I hope he's back for Mania. Fatu looked great, and he's one of my guys. I figured he would get that spot to look like a monster. Yeah, the Hendry stuff was good while it lasted with it, but the Sheamus stuff was funny. I was having fun. Why are you so angry? No, really, really good. No, I appreciated that. And yeah, like I said, that they had that slowdown with all the star power, so you got to see like, oh man, look at all these guys, and any one of them could, win this thing. Like it was a really good showcase of that. The brawl was good, on the floor after, Punk and Rollins and Roman all got eliminated. Say what you will about Logan, but homeboy gets heat, and and he's a good performer, and like he did his job, and still hit his marks. And yeah, I mean, Uso winning the Rumble, like, good on him. That's cool. The match itself just doesn't excite me right now. I haven't loved his matches with Gunther. So it's like, it just doesn't excite me as a match for WrestleMania. It doesn't scream WrestleMania match to me.
Especially since we just saw it.
We just saw it a week ago. Like, it just, and it didn't do a whole lot for me. Jay has just failed to like have a really great match, in my opinion. Like a really, really good match.
Is there a possibility we get? I mean, we get like Cena, Gunther, and Jay and Cody.
But Jay and Cody doesn't make any sense. Like, why?
Well, they've got like history and stuff. Maybe Cody is sort of hinting that, like, kind of being a bit random. But maybe there's like a, like more. Maybe they like do it's the start of a big program. Like Cody turns heel, which I think it could be in the future. So
I don't think they're turning Cody heel. He's the face of the damn company right now. He's like the hero of WWE. I just don't see that. It doesn't make good business sense. That would be like when they turn Stone Cold heel. Like, it doesn't make a lot of business sense, for like he's the hero of the he's just it's and you don't need it. You got plenty of heels. Like, you don't need Cody to be heel too. Like, I don't see that.
I think the more compelling story too is Jay finally overcoming Gunther, who's been bad mouthing him,
But if that is the case, it'll be the second Mania in a row where Gunther loses the title, which is a little disheartening. But
yeah, but at the same time, I think the moment for Jay would be, I think it could be on par with like Kofi Mania with him winning the title, because Kofi had the fan support. Jay's got the fan support. He's got the entrance. He's got the crowd on his side, and I think, yeah. And then 6 months later, Brock Lesnar will return and beat him in 20 seconds when
Jay
season premiere.
And Jay won't bring it up until like Jimmy cusses him out backstage or something.
Yeah, right.
So it's just yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that disheartens is like the match itself is just not terribly exciting. If that's the way and I think that's the way they're going to go. I mean, they literally had another face up on Raw, so like that's where they're going. I don't see the Cody thing happening. Like, the Cody thing will have a ramifications for the chamber and whatnot. So I just don't see that happening. He's pretty dead set on I can beat Gunther, I can beat him, that sort of thing. So that's where they're going. we'll see what happens. I hope maybe they can step up and make it the best match that they've had. I haven't been super impressed so far, but maybe they can prove me wrong. So we'll see.
It makes me wonder, like, maybe if they were holding back a little, on Saturday night's main event, because this has been the plan, and it's like, no, we can do more, and we're gonna step it up. Their Saturday night's main event match wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, that's definitely main event worthy.
Saturday night's main event also hampers the matches too, because there's so many fucking ads, and then they have to get a certain amount of
minutes. I need to see a match like start to finish with no breaks. Give them like 20 minutes to just tell a story, and do their thing. So that might help.
JPO, your overall thoughts on the men's Rumble?
Yeah, it's gonna seem similar to what everyone has said, and also similar to the women's too. I thought relatively but good. I mean, stacked roster we got here. You know what I mean? Like, the final 10 was all kind of A-listers. I like the beginning. Penta was definitely eliminated, by the way, in a minute and a half.
One foot hit.
Both of them. You go.
Watch that footage. That dude got eliminated.
There's a reason, like, Wade Barrett kept calling for the replay, and they didn't show the replay because it definitely would have showed him.
McAfee was like, "Where's the replay?" And I bet you somebody in his head was like, "Shut the fuck up, Dad."
Move
the fuck on. Yeah, no, that was definitely a Big Show Rock moment where if you watch even the first angle, if you watch that first angle back, you'll see it. But it happens. I'm not blaming him. It happens. Otherwise fun. Again, Jay's an interesting pick, different than Charlotte. I'm not necessarily bored with Jay, but as you guys have said, we've seen the match. The match was good. It's not like it's like a classic where it's like, oh yeah, let's see that match again. You know what I mean? So it's not that, but yeah, I don't know. Him and Cody. It's not gonna be him and Cody. That makes zero sense unless there's some shenanigans that happen at Chamber. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Just right now, him and Gunther is not really selling me, and it's especially not going to be a main event. I don't think so. But he's over. Kudos to him. People were popping at the end. Had a nice moment with his son. So, and I'll take a surprise win. You know what I mean? Charlotte, we were all bored by it because we all saw it as a real possibility. Nobody here was surprised Charlotte won. We were bored Charlotte won. So at least that's a nice surprise. Like they gave us the kind of the Roxanne Perez ending in a different way of like with Jay. Like, all right, well, shit, all right. A little confused, a little hesitant. But I'd rather be confused and hesitant and surprised than, this again, so.
And I'm also cool with it because it got Wade Barrett up on the announce table, yeeting along with Pat McAfee and Mike.
It was weird not seeing Corey Graves on the call, though. But, I don't know if it's just because he's on NXT now or is he still in the doghouse?
He's on NXT, man. They called him down if you want to be technical about it.
Yeah,
he's on NXT, so
he spoke out. He put out a weird that thing where he put out a weird tweet about being unhappy about it and didn't know whether it was a work or a shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought maybe he's in this Rumble, so I was like, But no.
I thought it would have been funny if he maybe both him and Pat, and he eliminates Pat setting up a match, or But Richie, your overall thoughts on the men's Rumble?
Yeah, I mean, I had everything you sort of wanted in Rumble. Had the winner was wasn't obvious. You had your funny spots there with Joe and Henry and Sheamus. You had star power. Probably could have used it. On the women's side, you had a couple of NXT call-ups. No one on the men side was in this Rumble. I was shocked Trick Williams wasn't on there. I was like, dude, I've been waiting for him to be on in the Rumble for ages. And even if it wasn't NXT guys, I'm like, okay, you had ISO speed, but RBD sitting in the ringside, healthy ass. Just do a spot. Just come on, do a couple of spots, get out. But I don't know. I feel like there could have been a bit more surprises in that regard, but then that's just a minor thing. And I felt like Michael Cole was a bit He went in, like it's cool when it's cool when he roasts Dominic Mysterio sometimes, but he went to town and he was like almost like he's a useless wrestler. Like if you eventually want to build this guy out to be like like in interviews and stuff, people build him up as like he's going to be a huge star and stuff like that. Like you kind of like you have to watch like not to bury him too much, like otherwise it's like. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a bit too hard, but he's still good when he does. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want him to be seen as a jobber type of wrestler when I think he's actually shown to be pretty good. But other than that, I thought it was really solid. But a really solid Rumble, and I like unpredictability, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go. Another sort of WrestleMania match I could see happening, like I think it's sort of pairs is one that we thought was going to happen last year, which is like Logan Paul and AJ Styles, because that's why I thought AJ was moved to Raw. So yeah.
No, I could see that happening because I still think Logan needs to, in these high-profile matches, at least be in there with a veteran, somebody who knows what they're doing. And obviously AJ is that. And yeah, I think their styles could also, no pun intended, mesh well together. But, yeah, it'll clash. But yeah, he needs to be in there with a vet. So, it makes sense. He's been in there with, guys like, Orton, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, some of these guys, The Miz, these guys that have been around the block. So I still feel like that's something you don't want to put them in there with somebody still relatively green, like you want to have somebody that can anchor the match and then make them look like $1 million. So yeah, I could definitely see AJ and Logan being a spot at Mania, and the big good match. They tear it down.
Yeah. So before we get into our overall thoughts and our rating for the show, let's talk some more fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So JPO had Damian Priest in the match. So the scoring system, it was 10 points per match, 5 bonus points for being in the main event. So if the guy on your roster was in the match, it's an automatic 15 points, and then you tack on the eliminations. So Damian Priest had 2 eliminations, so a total of 17 points. Dominic and Chad Gable unfortunately did not have any eliminations, so they just got you the 15. But that was a 95-point night for JPO in the Rumble. You add that to the 45 he got from Raw and SmackDown, 140 for the week, total of 350 for the season. That is where JPO is at. Pez had Jacob Fatu, along with the bonus for the most eliminations. Fatu getting you 24. Pentagon getting you 21 with the bonus for being in the longest, even though he shouldn't have been. We won't protest. What the referees say, go.
That's right. Coming from a referee, it's referee's discretion.
All right,
it's sure, close to call at the time.
Because I'm pretty sure I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure if it wasn't Pentagon, it might have been Roman up next. You have him on your roster too, so he would have gotten it either way. Who else you had? Yeah, you had CM Punk. He had 2 eliminations, so he got you 17. Roman also with the tie for the eliminations. He also got you 24. And John Cena. And John Cena. I'm sorry, I skipped right over him. He was your first pick. I went right by him. He had 3 eliminations, so he got you 18.
Yeah.
Total of 128 for the Rumble, 60 for Raw and SmackDown, 188 points on the week, bringing you up to 313. Which was much needed after a 5 point.
I needed that after I had a dud of a nothing week. Yeah, Jesus, I needed a good week to get back in contention. Yeah. Oh my God, did I have a dud of a week? So, yeah.
So as for Richie, LA Knight had one elimination, so he got you 16. Sammy, Shinsuke, and Ludwig were all in the Rumble, so they got you 15. Finn had 1 elimination, he got you 16. You add that to Chelsea Green and Cody Rhodes, and you had 114 points for the Rumble, 50 from Raw and SmackDown, bringing your total for the season up to 349.
Finn had shit music, by the way. I was like, this is bad.
Oh, yeah. We were all like, "Who's this?" Oh, it's Finn. Okay.
He had the worst music ever. I'm like, what's
even
going on?
the crowd was like, "Who? Oh, Ben." Oh,
Wow, like get some new music, buddy. I remember he had really cool music at one point. I'm like, what the hell happened? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I had Braun in the Rumble. He had 3 eliminations, so he got me 18. Drew, no eliminations. He was just in the Rumble, which was kind of surprising. He still got me those 15.
Yeah.
Sheamus, no eliminations either. He got me 15. Logan Paul had 2, so I got 17 for Logan. Jay Uso, your winner, also had 3 eliminations. It was a main event. Got bonus for the main event win. All the bonuses, except for obviously the Royal Rumble specific bonuses. Added all up, it was a 43-point night for Jey Uso winning the Rumble, and so 153-point night for me for the Rumble. I only had 15 from Raw and SmackDown, bringing my total up to 373 on the season. So puts me in first. JPO in second at 350. Richie right behind at 349. So it's really close. Pez gaining ground at 313. Yeah, we're leading up to the Elimination Chamber. He's already got John Cena in the Elimination Chamber. Penta's being
CM
featured.
Punk is in the Elimination Chamber.
He's in it now.
And I'm sure Roman will probably be in the Elimination Chamber. So I at least got maybe 3 guys in the chamber. So I got a good chance of winning that one. So maybe it'll be a good night for me there. Yeah.
But before we get to our overall thoughts and rating for the Rumble, we do this every week. Every week, if somebody, if you want to, you have a chance to drop somebody and add somebody, and we like to start with the person. It's kind of like a waiver wire. The person in last place kind of has, the first shot. He dropped Becky for Charlotte. Not last week, but 2 weeks ago. So he's got 2 drops left. Are you thinking about using another one yet, or do you want to wait a little bit?
Damn, fucking Cargill's such a goddamn drag right now, and so is the Tonga Loa thing. Because I have no idea if Cargill's coming back. Because I thought she was going to be in the damn Rumble, and she wasn't, and there's no word on her at all.
But yeah, you don't know. You could drop one of them and they could come back the next week, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. And Alexa Bliss is looking real sweet for a pickup, now that she's back, for a women's thing, because she could get a pretty hefty push, over the next couple of months and make a lot of, and especially, even if she gets in the program with Lyra. No, I don't want to burn 2 in a month. You know what I mean?
Right.
And still I figure if I drop anybody else, it might be closer to Mania, or something, or right before Mania, or if I feel like somebody's going to get a big win or big push going with Mania, and then save one for between Mania and SummerSlam, that sort of thing. I don't want to burn all of them that quick. You know what I mean? And then be stuck. So we'll see, because Cargo could come back and have something in Mania. That's possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know. But I also feel like she's doing other bullshit right now. I don't know what she's doing. So yeah, we'll see. But and if Trick doesn't pop up, in the lead up to Mania, I don't know. But I could. My backup for that would be if I drop somebody that come back. I'm hoping Dragunov pops back up, and then I could plug him in. You know what I mean? If he pops back up, because I would happily pick him up if Trick doesn't make the move pretty soon. That sort of thing. So we'll see. I got options, but I'm not doing anything right now.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, the only sort of one that I'm iffy about is Fraxium, because I'm if they I'm hinging a bit that they will debut at some point, but I'm just hoping they debut before SummerSlam, before we transition to this thing. I'm hoping, I'm gonna hedge my bets and hope they debut, I don't know, sometime before or just after Mania. Maybe they're in that call up.
For the Raw after Mania, like that spot, they could.
Yeah. Look, I'll put, I'll say this. I might forget. If they're not in that call up spot for Raw after Mania, then I may try to pick up some other team. So, but yeah, so no one at the moment, but they're the ones I'm looking at going.
Yeah, and I think I'll wait till Mania for like my tongue low, because if he does come back in time for Mania and they do some kind of 6-man, that would count technically, right? Because they'd be on the same team. So
as long as they're in the match
on the same side, that's what I mean, on the same side together. So they could be, if he's back by then, they could do something like that. We'll see. I don't know. So a lot of it may depend on who gets booked on Mania. You know what I mean? And then what happens then, and then if after Mania is just nothing happening, then we could shake it up again.
JPO, you want to make any drops?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, he's got a pretty solid roster of people that show up.
Yeah,
and then at least your profits are back in the mix now since they showed up.
Yeah, I'm finally again. I always had faith they'll pop up sooner or later, and now they're finally doing it and may get pushed even. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if their champs come or even before Mania, if not Mania. You know what I mean? Maybe it just ain't possible for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just don't know about Randy. How soon he's going to be back. I thought for sure he'd be back at the Rumble. So am I taking a risk? Maybe
I think he'd be taking a risk dropping him, but because I wouldn't see why he wouldn't be a part of Mania in some capacity.
Do you know who else could be a part of Mania and is also in matches consistently right now? Rey Mysterio. I am dropping Randy Orton for Rey Mysterio.
He didn't do it.
He's gonna do it. Okay.
I mean, it's up to you. It's your thing. I think Randy Orton shows up before do something at Mania, but I don't.
Well, I think so too. But I think Rey Mysterio is going to get me more points.
But he does have a point that Rey Mysterio seems to have a damn match every week at least. And it's always around.
Yeah.
He's in a qualifying match against Logan Paul on Monday. So,
which is admirable too, considering he's nearly 50. Yeah, he's still wrestling.
Yeah, he's consistently on television almost every week, even if it's in tag matches, whatever. He's always on damn TV, constantly.
And I don't know. I'm sure Randy Orton, he's going to be in high profile things when he returns, but will he wrestle as consistently as Rey Mysterio has been?
Probably. Yeah. Okay. I take your point.
So,
all right. So
that's me trying to justify it and hope it works out. Watch him, have this match against Logan Paul. Now Logan Paul injures him and he's out for a month or something.
Yeah. And then Randy pops up a show later.
Right.
and then over the next several weeks just fucking squashes people left and right, leading up to Mania and gets a title match or something, you know what I mean? And
I guess if Ray gets injured and Randy does show up the next week, you can just be like, okay, Ray gone. Welcome back, Randy. Can you do that? Or do you have to? Can you pick up people you dropped?
You can pick up people you dropped. Yeah,
you can. But again,
anybody can pick up anybody who's a free agent or is not on anybody rostered right now. If I wanted to pick up Randy Orton next week, I could.
The only reason I wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to pick up anyone is if Pez had dropped Trick Williams, I wouldn't then be able to pick him up now.
But next week
he has to sit for
if he drops Randy Orton now, if come next week, I want to pick up Randy Orton. If I get a gut feeling, I can. That's my prerogative. Yeah. So you just have to wait a week. There has to be a buffer.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that's the fantasy aspect of the Rumble. Now, overall thoughts on the Rumble, we'll give it a rating out of 10. I'm a little torn. I think I'm going to go like a 7.5 because I think overall the action was really good. I just thought there were a few booking decisions. I think match of the night I think goes to Cody and KO. I think the ladder match was really good. I think the timing of the 2 out of 3 falls match kind of hurt it a little bit. It was still really good, but not as good as it could have been. It felt like they could have done a lot more. So while I think there was solid action throughout the entire night, I think just some booking decisions brings it down a little bit for me. But I wouldn't mind rewatching this, from start to finish, again. So I'll go 7.5. Richie, what are you thinking?
I might go a bit higher. I'll go 8. I think the matches, they're all good. I just think that the Machine Guns DIY match, that could have done with a bit more heat to it, and also it should have been a bit longer. And then the Street Profits confused me. But I think the Royal matches were really good. Just a couple of booking decisions here and there that were that I wouldn't have personally gone with. But and the Cody Kevin match that was really good. We're only in February, so it's probably seems ridiculous to say, but it still could end up on a best of the year list, maybe best of the year list so far at least, because that match was really good. I think there's enough good here, but there's enough like iffy things to not like give it like a 9 or 10, but I think 8 is good.
Yeah, JPO.
I'm gonna go with a 7. I'm gonna be tough here and say a 7 because I think there's some missteps in both Rumbles. Tag match could have just give him a few more minutes. Don't need to do interference. Save the Street Profits for SmackDown. And Charlotte, the winner, could be better in the Women's Rumble. So there's enough downfall to bring it to a 7, but definitely I don't think lower than a 7 because there's nothing horrible either. Like there's not a single match I thought was bad. All was pretty watchable, including a really good world title match. Just unfortunately a rematch of a match that we knew the outcome for.
Right. Pez.
Yeah, it might be in that 7 territory as well. Just again with the booking decisions, the tag team match being kind of a not like a dud, but like just coming off kind of flat and needed more time. Some of the wonkiness of a few of the Rumbles, but the Rumbles overall were good and entertaining. I will probably go back and watch them again. And the Cody, Kevin ladder match really elevated the show as well. So it's a 7, but it's like a solid 7. Like I would go back and watch the Rumbles again for sure in the future.
All right, so that is our Royal Rumble review / fantasy update / fantasy everything. No, always
not quite everything.
Well, who won predictions?
That's what I was going to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Who won the actual predictions? Because that's a whole other thing besides the fantasy.
Yeah, that's how it work out.
I have my chart in front of me. Richie, unfortunately, only getting 3 points on the predictions for the night for DIY, Cody, and 1 surprise of Julia. That's it. That was only 3. JPO picking up 5 with DIY, Cody, Jordan, Grace, Roxanne Perez, and Joe Hendry. All of those. Jacob, you would have tied me had you gone with DIY, but gone with the consensus, but you didn't. But you got Cody, Jordan, Roxanne, Joe Hendry, and a bonus point because Charlotte Flair was one of your numbers and the eventual winner when we spun the numbers. So that was a bonus point for 5. But with 6 points, I took the prediction contest. I had Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace, Roxanne, Cody, DIY, and Jey Uso being number 20, and I had number 20 on my spin.
So annoying about that. I had number 3, which is Roxanne. No.
Yeah, you're like, so close. So 6 points. I won the actual predictions for the Rumble. So that is it.
So
he's got something in the bank that I'm sure we'll get to.
I do.
Eventually. But so does JPO. I believe. Is it next week that we're finally going to start ranking some women's?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wrestlers? I know we were going to do it a few weeks ago, and then I got.
If everybody's going to be here, if Jacob's going to, it depends on if you're doing your comedy gimmick or not.
No, I don't have comedy on Thursday until the 27th. So
okay, so we could do that. I mean, it seems appropriate with Valentine's Day next week, doing a little focus on the ladies. That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Ranking the ladies,
ranking the ladies.
Finally getting to it. So maybe we'll find somebody who's available this week to be our fifth, and we'll come on and rank the ladies. So yeah, JPO, I think we could do that. And then I have an idea for mine, something we haven't really tackled yet for like a retro review. So I have an idea.
Yeah,
and not a bad show. I want to do a good show. A really good show. You want me to tell you right now because I have a thought, and it will give you something to look forward to. Richie, how much access do you have to right now? I know that they're being wonky.
I'm getting more. I think I haven't checked, but there is definitely more stuff there.
Because what I want to do is, we had a good focus especially the ladies rumble, and with DIY and whatnot on people from NXT. So let's do a takeover. We haven't done a takeover for a retro review. And let's jump right off the bat. Let's do what's widely considered maybe the best one ever. NXT TakeOver New Orleans from April 7th of 2018, featuring the 6-man ladder match for the first North American title, which is great. It features I believe Aleister Black and Andrade for the NXT title.
Aleister Black, who I predicted would show up in the Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting roster because there's a lot of people that are like in AEW right now. Some people are still with the company. Some people bounce back to the company. We can talk about. It's got a finals of a tag team tournament, and then your main event was the culmination of their feud: Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in an unsanctioned match. So, I remember it being good. So I remember watching it when it happened and being really great and being a great show and almost damn near perfect show. So let's go back and see if it still holds up, 7 years later. So, and kind of maybe the peak glory days of Black and Gold NXT. So that's what we'll do maybe in 2 weeks. That sounds all right. Let's do let's do a takeover. We haven't done a takeover yet for a retro review.
I should be able to find it.
Yeah. If not, they sometimes upload, individual matches from those takeovers, on YouTube. So you might be able to find just like the individual matches and whatnot. A good chunk of them are on there from those takeovers. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the. Yeah, that was the night that Adam Cole was in 2 matches. That's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really good show, start to finish.
Yeah, so let's do a takeover for once and put a little focus on kind of the prime NXT, and in their takeover days when they were just cranking out good shows one after another. So yeah, let's do a really, really good one. I thought about doing one that had Owens and Zayn in a main event. They did 2 or 3 where they were in the main event, could kind of tie into maybe next Elimination Chamber where they might have another match, but the rest of the cards were kind of meh, overall. So let's do one where the whole card is pretty damn good and felt like a big pay-per-view almost. So but yeah, we'll do that in 2 weeks. Yeah, let's do JPO's ranking the women, for Valentine's week.
I got one in the can as well. Just gotta work out what I'm doing.
Sweet.
Yeah, everyone has one in the can. I know, I get it. I'm bad at predicting stuff.
Yeah, but we have a couple of dead weeks because we got next week, the week after, even the one after that. I think we'll have like predictions for the chamber, but that's it. Just predictions for the chamber, so we can still do something, in addition to that.
But Richie, if your idea is a draft, we can't do it the 27th. unless it's something that you can draft for me, like we've done in the past. That's always been fun.
Yeah, if you're not here, we'll draft for you.
That's always been fun. Making people make cards out of those rosters.
Yeah, right.
We'll look it up.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I was just looking at the card for Takeover, and there were yeah, what, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 people on the card, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them, 7 of them are still with the company, and that
And a
was
whole
only
bunch of
like
them
6
are
years ago.
like a whole bunch of them are AEW or other companies or
Yeah,
It's like Adam Cole and
Mhm.
Roderick Strong and Black kind
Kyle
of
O'Reilly.
right now, but like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish,
Bobby Fish is sort of doing his own thing.
Ember Moon, Athena, Ring of Honor right now. Yeah, so people like that.
Nobody from that ladder match is with the company.
Yeah.
Lars Sullivan. Yeah.
Lars, Velveteen Dream.
Oh yeah, what happened to Velveteen?
We'll talk about
He
it.
actually returned to the Indies actually last year. He's still
Yeah,
trying.
he returned kind of recently too. He had a really stupid look up Velveteen Dream shirt, and it's like like this is probably not the best move to be doing if you want to get hired back in one of the major promotions. Yes, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's a shirt of all the different mugshots from all the different wrestlers. Yeah.
But it's not just wrestlers. It's got like Donald Trump's mugshot. Yeah.
Well, Trump is an alumni. He's a Hall of Famer. So.
Oh God, it's got like Scott Hall's mugshot and like it's got like a Chris Jericho, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair. I'm looking at it right now. Eddie Guerrero, Vince. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, that's like that seems weird, man. Like, what are we doing?
Here's a fun trivia question before we wrap things up. According to Dave Meltzer, who has more 5-star matches in their career? Lars Sullivan or Kurt Angle?
Lars Sullivan. So that's
of that ladder match, and Angle never got one.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's why it's only one man's opinion.
That match has been Royal Rumble 2003 is 5 stars. So is the Ultimate Submission match. He's had 5-star matches.
So is Kurt and Brock Lesnar 60-minute Iron Man match from SmackDown. That one is and the Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania. Yeah, like come on,
how that did get 5 stars is beyond.
Come on,
me.
he's got.
If you go TNA, Kurt Angle, Smoke Joe, you're crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
That might be a fun discussion sometime. Matches that should have been given 5 stars. But
yeah,
we've got plenty to talk about in the next coming weeks, and I'm sure you guys have plenty to talk about in other places, such as the Pierce Co. Right, JPO?
Hey, yeah, that's a thing I do from time to time. We're starting back up that tournament here. I think we're scheduled for Sunday. I think we're going to drop a match for the tournament, and other shenanigans happening soon as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Richie, you like to talk about movies that are spun on a wheel sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's Wheel Off Movies. That's the title of that. And we'll be back next week talking about Mission Impossible 3, pending actors not passing away. Just stay healthy for a few weeks, please.
Well, if it gets to the week of the show, I'm not going to suddenly divert the week of the show. We'll do it the following.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a buffer there. If we get into the week where we're going to do Wheel of Movies and somebody dies, no, we go with regularly scheduled programming, and then we'll do the tribute episode.
Fair enough.
This show, yeah.
So Mission Impossible 3. I'm also at aforementioned ASAT tournament. Check me out there. I also made an appearance on the long time first time. Shout out a couple of movies there. Tournament fights, tier ranker, all that jazz. Probably a couple other things I've forgotten, but I will remember it next time. So there you go.
A man who never forgets because he puts everything in his Google Calendar.
Because I got a full Google Calendar of shit every month. By the time you get to the end of the month, it's just blobs of stuff all over the place. Yeah. I'd be lost without it, though. It keeps me, I'm like, well, do I have a show tonight? Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, no, mostly over on the Movie Hero Network. Co-hosting, tournament fights and whatnot. And Wheel of Movies, me and Richie. We did a recast this past week of Anchorman. That was fun. JPO was on there. Richie was on there. So, that was a good time, as had by all. And, me doing my, my theme of certain dates. I did all 70s actors, and that didn't work out too well. But as it usually doesn't. Who is that? Who? Okay, yeah. We'll see what happens. Our next recast, by the way, will be the Princess Bride at the end of the month. So we're doing something kind of romantic for February.
Who plays the Andre the Giant role?
Yeah, no. Do you want to cast a different wrestler? You can cast a different wrestler if you like, or somebody.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. No, he'll be one of them. We'll be casting. So what kind of giant you go with? That'll be later in the month, and that's mostly what I got.
I knew you guys were doing that. And I wanted to be in the live chat. Like, all right, which wrestler am I going to put in? To do again, like I did with Die Hard. But
he's got like gnarly mustaches, besides like Joey Ryan.
Blackjacks.
The black, Ron Bass.
Triple H 2002.
2003,
whatever, 2004.
Hawk Bradshaw, or whatever the fuck his name was, when he had a mustache when he was one of the Blackjacks, the new Blackjacks.
Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Just look at me, Rob Conway.
Rob Conway.
And I like to see.
No, you can find me mostly here, but I've actually got a few things going on this weekend. Tomorrow, I will be in a CWT match, taking on Travis. I think it's Travis. So that'll be fun. 9 Eastern over on twitch.tv/Castifer. Check that out. Saturday, I'll be joining Malcolm on his channel, his personal channel for Spear from the Past. We'll be talking about WrestleMania 28.
He's been spinning a lot of WrestleManias lately.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, WrestleMania 28. Up and down, but come back on Saturday at 6 Eastern to hear my full thoughts on.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah, JP will be there too. So that'll be fun. Then I'll be joining Malcolm again on Sunday on Rankum, where we will be doing the top 12 wrestler theme songs. So that'll be.
You're gonna just have the Super Bowl on in the background.
I don't even know if I want to watch it.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I'm
just movie trivia
this year.
I got my priorities right.
Hey, but at least it's streaming on Tubi this year. I love Tubi.
It is. I might have it on, but like I'm not going to
random thing. But it's the thing. Yeah.
I can't watch it on Tubi because I'll be too busy watching back to 2005. Watch long time, first time for context for that.
I did watch something on Tubi, but I can't call it until next week. Me and my girl were watching Final Destination movies tonight, so couldn't do that.
The trailer came out for Bloodlines, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it doesn't spoil anything. It's just like kind of a scene from the movie, so it doesn't really spoil anything else. It's a true teaser. It's just like, I mean, it is like a scene from the movie, so it spoils that scene. But like, it doesn't show the greater context of the rest of the movie. So it's one of those.
Yeah. And I feel like I have something else. I think Monday, Lights Out trivia. Oops, all lyrics. So check that out. Yeah. Got something going on every day for the next 4 days, and then I do comedy. And then I do comedy again. And then I'm back next week with these lovely gentlemen talking some wrestling, talking some women wrestlers. It'll be a fun time. So come back next week. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Follow all of these guys in all their other endeavors. Support them. Like, share, subscribe, all of their stuff as well. If you watched live, thank you. If you're watching on the replay, also thank you. If you're watching way in the future, thank you also. So for JPO, for Richie, for Austin, I'm Jacob. This has been the Lonely Marks. We don't have a catchy outro, so bye.
Bye.